watching a video and it brought a couple things to my attention. And um, memory, Total Recall. Total Recall is actually a thing. They made a movie about it because it's actually real. A lot of these movies are very real. So, how are we gonna go about talking about this? So, the MT. I've spoke about this before. The MT is actually a real place where when you die, um, there are souls that are sent even before when you reincarnate. There's a void, a room, like the portal, a spinning portal, white and black spinning portal, where you enter and you hear only screams and horror. They are using sound, the frequency of horror, of pain, and shooting it to the planet. There's a song called Only Got 4 Minutes by Justin Timberlake. And I remember when I was 5 years old hearing that song, 8, I covered my ears because it was so painful. I felt, and when I watched the video, I felt like I was bleeding inside. Like I was scratching myself. Please make it stop, make it stop. And the sound, the sound and the imagery of those diamonds. You see the imagery of the diamonds, how they're closing in. There's a realm that I saw that is diamond speared like, and there's gatekeepers that eat and cut up your parts and use it, and they use your body parts as things, and so well, I was watching the video today, and like it jogged my memory. Ghostbusters, The Exorcist, this wall. You see this wall right here? This wall that you're seeing, just because it looks like a wall doesn't mean it doesn't have hundreds of millions of souls to create that wall. If you ever watch Ghostbusters or The Exorcist or different movies, you see faces coming out of the wall, right? Because these movies, they cannot actually come up and tell you what is really going on in the world. So they have to put it in TV, put it in plain sight, so you would see it as fiction. But reality is an illusion, albeit a consistent one. So this wall could be millions of souls stuck in it, suffering in agony. Do you understand why now I have a little more appreciation for garbage? Do you understand? I understand how garbage feel. So that doorknob can have maybe 100,000 souls to make that doorknob. You don't. So everything is alive, and yesterday I felt as like when I was watching the video, and when I was watching the video and he actually said that you're in a static state, I'm like, he actually understands how I feel. I felt like my mind, my body, although I can walk, I can talk, I felt like I was on lockdown. Like I'm trying to dig deep within to pull out the tools so I can use, but I felt like I was in a frozen state, and there was energy keeping me stuck in a perception or static, like a block awareness, and I was trying to fight it. And as I can see, looking in my body, I saw different types of objects inside of me. It felt like I was in a movie, like I can see images of the movie The Matrix, where you can walk and talk, but you're plugged into a machine, and which limits you from using most of your capabilities. That's how I felt yesterday. And it felt, I'm like, why am I struggling with certain things? Certain things don't make sense. And I'm feeling like I'm having more access to my brain or certain parts of my body. The supernatural is very real. And I felt like it's better changing sooner than later, right? Because I felt and I sensed myself telling myself this, it's better sooner than later, because later always gets harder. If you're going through your life and things seem well, it's better to do what you need to do now and before it gets too late, because you don't know what the next life may bring. And if you haven't made serious improvement, you will descend into darkness. You don't have to go far to find negativity. Negativity will always find you, whether you don't do anything or not, because we are living in a world that's run by darkness. And then I remember my friend telling me about a certain diet, and I would have changed sooner, because I could have solved a lot of my problems faster. And this is what people are avoiding: pain. They're trying to run from pain, and they will do everything that they can to fight you when you're trying to help them. And as I was watching the video, I'm like, damn, he's actually so dead on. And make right decisions and change sooner, because if you don't change sooner, it will get a hell of a lot worse, and the pain will be beyond what you can fathom or thought it was. You might be able to tolerate the pain now, but whatever is too excruciating, beyond your comprehension, it's so bad that you come into the world and every aspect of your life is so fucked up that you have no choice but to take that path. Do you want your life to be like that? Do you want to be so screwed up that you are forced to change? This is what people are doing. They're heading into darkness by doing wicked things and thinking there's no consequences, because in their mind they say they only live once. So let me act a fool. It's like driving behind the wheel with a DWI, expecting not to get into a crash. It's not smart. It's stupid. It's insanity. And this is where we're heading.